Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to our latest live studio show, live and exclusive on MX Live TV with me, Paul Malin. We're here at the 6th round of the FIM Motocross World Championship for MX1 and MX2, of course. We're at the circuit of Águeda in Portugal. I'm joined by Steve Lettani, the team manager, team owner for 24MX Honda. And at the moment, Alessandro Lupino, the CLS Fluid Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider from MX2, and hopefully a little later on, Tommy Searle from MX1, because just hearing from his manager, James Dobb, he may have broken a finger. I guess a rock coming up and hit him on the finger, so hopefully he will be joining us anytime soon. But it's a beautiful day here. Track has gradually got into good condition, but I just see there's a lot of water going back out on track, ready for MX2 Race 2, which will go off in about 45 minutes' time. So without any further delay, I'm going to introduce, first of all, Alessandro Lupino of the CLS Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team. Alessandro, it was a tough first race for you, wasn't it? We caught just a little bit of the crash on camera. The left-hander before you enter the right into the whoops, into the waves. What happened?
Yeah, the start was not so good like always this season, but I was focused to make a good race, and I was pushing the first 2-3 laps. We was all together. We was a good time, and I just I make one fault, and I miss the front wheel, and I go down, and I crash again on my ribs where I broke in an arco. So now I don't feel so good because I got to make again X-ray, and at the moment looks everything good, but I have a lot of pain on my ribs, so I take a lot of painkiller for make the pain less, and I hope I can do a good second moto. Here is really important to start on this track because they put a lot of water on, so there is just one good line, and so hopefully I can make a good start, and then is everything more easy.
And hopefully the adrenaline from the good start will mean you push on, forget about the pain, I guess?
Yeah, for sure if I am in the front, the pain is less. And if I have coming from the back, it's everything more difficult. So I hope I can do one good race because I need point, and yeah, for sure the championship is long, but I lose too much point still the first race. So I'm focused to make a point on point and race by race, and then we see in the end what happens.
Obviously, it's your first year with a brand new team at Kawasaki Monster Energy CLS, but before that you spent a little time at Husqvarna, many years at Ducati Yamaha. How was that? Because around that time, 2006, you also won the FIM Junior World Championship in '85 and also the European '85 Championship. Two big titles to have in the junior ranks.
Yeah, it was a good year for me. I mean, I was really fast at that moment with 85cc. Was everything there. It was rocks and tarmac. We was fighting for the title. So I was fast, I was good. But then I mistake the pass because I got direct in World Championship MX2, but I was too early. I was too young, and I was not ready for that. From my mental and from my physique was not ready for that, and I lose 3 years. I mean, I don't really lose, but it was difficult to come back stronger because here the rhythm on an MX2 is really high. So if you go there and you are ready and you can be top 10, it's easy. But if you are not ready and you are in the last position for 3 years and everything is difficult, then I try to make hard work, and yeah, now I'm back strong with CLS team. I mean, last race I make podium. It was my first podium, and so I'm really happy to be here with CLS team Monster Energy because we have a good feeling and they work good, and I'm really happy, and I hope to continue like that and make not any more mistake in the race because at the moment I make too much mistake, too much fault.
Yeah, so here we have Tony congratulating you when you took that podium in Bulgaria just 2 weekends ago, the last round, of course. Obviously, spending a lot of time with him at Decali racing,
Yeah.
you became good friends, I guess.
Yeah, we are good friends. When I go to the Cali, we was training together, and then when I changed team, he always my friend, and he's the first that can help me. So I don't know what he say, but in the beginning of the year, he say I make if you make a good race, I have dinner pay from somebody. He say to me.
Not him.
No.
Somebody else.
And then after Bulgaria, say thanks for the dinner. He say to me.
He said that's okay. I'm not paying.
So he's really good guys and friendly with me. Have really fun with him.
And what about your teammates at CLS Monster Energy Kawasaki? Obviously, Arnold Tunners can't be with us at the moment because he's injured, but you know, Jimmy Dakotas came in last minute, just done 2 GPs in Italy and Bulgaria. But what about Tommy? How'd you get on with him?
Yeah, Arno is really unlucky. I mean, he's really fast rider and always something happen. And I hope he come back soon on the team because we miss him. And from Tommy, he's good guys. I mean. I think he can be really fast, but I think he still not believe he can be fast also in MX1 class. And Jimmy, for him, is coming from USA, and he have good speed, but I think he don't have the physical condition at the moment because here is 35+2, so for him it's really hard. And but for sure, if he's training hard, in 1 month he's coming strong and they can make good race again.
And finally, before you go, what about the team? How are you getting on with the team?
Oh, you mean?
With the team, everybody, you know, Harry and the mechanics and everything.
The team are really friendly. Also, before I make a really bad race, they go to me and they say, "Don't worry, there is second moto." They know what I have to say to the rider, what I need the rider for be fast, and just be friendly and make professional, and that's it. And then I have everything for be in the top 3 and top 5 with the bike, and the team is one of the best on the World Championship.
Before the first race, you were 8th in the points. I don't know, I can't remember if you went up or down in the points, one-off position or not, but what is the plan for the rest of the season? Maybe starting in Brazil, you know, because today we don't know with the injury, but...
Yeah, for sure, I already lose too many points till the first race, so I want to be focused on the next race, and I want my dreams is to finish on the top 5. That's what I want, and then what I can do it. I mean, it's not so important. I need just good start, and then I have the speed also because the free practice and warm up and pre-qualification I have always good speed, but then I miss the start, and now the moment is really important.
Okay, well, Alessandro Lupino, CLS Monster Energy Kawasaki Pro Circuit. We're going to leave you to go down to the start line, get yourself ready for MX2 Race 2. Looks like there's a little bit of water gone down just after the finish line, around that right-hander and the next tabletop. I think they left the first turn, though, so we're okay there.
Yeah, that's good.
But good luck for the second race and also for the rest of the season. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Alessandro Lupino, everybody. He's going to go off and get himself ready, and he's not careful, he'll take the headset with him. But that brings me to Steve Lettani, team manager, Team owner, 24MX Honda. Good to have you here. I remember last year when we spoke in, I think it was Lierop, wasn't it?
Lierop, yeah.
You had a pretty difficult season last year, one reason or another.
Yeah.
Then, you know, you've rebranded. We'll talk about that in a moment. You signed a new rider, Jens Getterman, a champion from MX2 in Belgium.
Yeah, Belgium champion.
And of course, he's out injured at the moment.
Yeah.
So, you know, what are your feelings now? You know, we had that conversation then, and here we are now. I know you have 2 signed riders as replacements, but we'll talk about them in a moment. But how are you feeling at the moment?
At the moment, yeah, we start with Jens and Nikolai the season. Jens came from an injury. Nikolai also. Both have a shoulder injury. They made an operation last year in October, so they had a long revalidation, so they start riding in the beginning of this year. So everything was going well till the second race in Valence, the pre-season race, and both they had a big crash there, so they dislocate the shoulder again. With Jens it was not so bad, so he keep riding. but yeah, it's going more and more bad. So and in Valkenswaard, the first European GP, he came 3 or 4 times out on 2 days. So and then we took the decision together with the doctor to make a new operation. So now he's out for I think around 3 months. So normally he come back July or August. With Nikolai, sure, he need to work really hard to get his best level. His first idea was to do no GPs this year, but with the offer from us, he continued to ride the World Championship races. And yeah, now we're coming better and better. So yeah, he grow up week by week. That's sure. Yeah. We replace Jens now with Santtu Tiainen, Finnish rider, top rider in Finland.
Yeah.
So and he's doing well for his level. That's sure. Yeah.
And how are they going? How are they settling in? Santtu, was he already on a Honda? I think he was.
Yeah, he was already on the Honda. Yeah.
And so too Nick anyway, Nick Larsen. He rode
yeah,
Honda.
Also. Yeah. Nikolai was riding for Honda Denmark and Santtu for Honda Finland. Yeah. For both for a local dealer. So that made it was for us an easy choice to get them on those bikes. That's sure. Yeah.
And what about, you know, the season for them? Because I know with Nick Larsen, because he came in as a replacement initially for Jens, yeah. He has also some commitments, so maybe you don't come all to the rounds, or does he have to do also some Swedish or championship?
With Nikolai, we have the agreement to race 11 races for the World Championship. So because he have also the races that they need to do in for Denmark, yeah. And also some German races. So our first idea was to come in the races that he don't participate with some guest rider, each event with another one, but that's not so easy to get everything straight, like with the same sponsors and everything. So now with Santtu it's gonna be easy because yeah, till Jens come back, sure he stay, and then the races that Nikolai don't do, sure he take the place from Nikolai, and I think 3 races they're gonna be with 3, so we took the decision to race with 3 till the end of the year. Yeah.
And obviously you chose a Belgian rider. Is that because you're a Belgian team? Obviously last year you had Barragan, or is he somebody that you can put your future in? You know, a young rider. He's still only young. He's not. I mean, he's a big guy, but how old is he? 17, 18?
Yeah, it's no, it's 19.
At 19
yeah, but I think he's now the youngest one in MX1. Yeah. So that's the last years. I mean, 11, 12 was not so good for my team. 2009, 2010 we was really successful, but then that gave us also the idea to come with young riders again. That was the setup from the team. If I start, always to give young riders the chance to improve themselves in the World Championship. So, and I go back to my basic idea to come with 2 young riders. So and for sure we are a Belgium team with many Belgium sponsors. So for us, Belgium rider is important. And Jens was the MX2 champion from 2012. So I think it's one of the youngest riders with a lot of potential. That's sure. Yeah.
And what do you think to MX1 this year? Obviously, we've already had some changes. Qatar, Thailand, 2 flyaway races.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on those first of all?
Well, it was yeah, a complete other concept with MX1 and MX2 together.
Night race.
Yeah, night race for sure. Yeah. Some other things than before. That's sure. But yeah. So some people are positive, some people are negative. I think that's always if you change something. But yeah, for sure, one thing is sure. In our case, as a smaller team, it's coming more and more difficult to get all the budget to do all the races. That's sure. And yeah, but okay.
And obviously, I guess the last few races since Bulgaria, but before Bulgaria there was already, well, actually from the first round, you know, Giuseppe Luongo, the Austrian president, was talking about obviously introducing the super final for the flyaway races. The next one will be in Brazil in 2 weeks' time, but also we've got a situation where he was thinking about maybe having this as the series for 2014. And since then, many rumors have been circulating online, on the internet, on the social networks, and everything else. I know he called a meeting with the journalists, you know, the guys that come on a regular basis. They had a behind the closed doors meeting on Friday.
Yeah.
And he put forward proposals, because, you know, the way I understand it is he's opening the dialogue with everybody, the teams, the managers, the manufacturers, the journalists also, because, you know, the journalists also need to know what's going on, because if they start printing rumor and gossip, then it makes them look bad. So, you know, he sat them down and said, look, let's have a chat, and some things that he's thinking about proposing to keep MX2, to keep 2 races, to keep 2 MX1 races, but MX1 is probably going to be rebranded Mxgp. We already know, it's no secret, that they're looking at having a 1-hour live race broadcast. But, you know, it might be that the race is shorter, the second race is shorter, to allow for some highlight action, something like this, so we don't completely lose MX2, because I think you will agree we need MX2 as the development of the sport.
Sure.
But also he's looking at maybe, you know, a reduced engine capacity. You know, maybe 380. He could say 350, but this is already KTM have an advantage. So if we say 380 or 360 or
something
300, you know, then we can, of course, look that way. But, you know, is that because 450 is more powerful and not everybody can ride it? Is this why we see less numbers? What are your thoughts? You know?
Sure, you have more injuries over the last years, and some people speak, it's with the 4-stroke and everything is going more and more fast, the material come better and better. So, but that's some I don't know. For sure, I think for a lot of riders it's better to ride on a light bike like 350, 380. For sure, the 35 minutes and 2 laps. That's sure. The 450 is in a lot of cases really heavy, but it's the main class, and So now about the concept for next year, all the information that I have till now are also only rumors. So I think it's important to wait for what's going to happen exactly, and make then the plan how we can fix all the things. That's sure.
Obviously, there's going to be another meeting in June in Majora. So
I hope as soon as possible. Then that's important for everybody, I think.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to you in a moment, I hope. But Tommy Searle joins us as well, as teammate to Alessandro Lupino, who was here earlier, CLS Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider. Tommy, Jamie Dobb tells me before we started the show you may have broken a finger. We see you nursing some ice. Broken, fractured, or just you think you just had a knock with a rock?
No, I got hit by a rock on the second lap, and then I didn't feel too bad, and then it just started getting a bit more painful, and I just got it checked, and there's a little bit of bone like come apart from the side. So I don't know, I think we have to tape it up. They said you can race with it if you tape it up.
Have you got to take painkillers or anything like that, or is the pain okay? What lap was it? How early into the race, or how late into the race was
2, I think. Well, 2 just after the rollers at the top, then right, like that sketchy, that takeoff, and then a rock kicked off and then hit me.
Early on, lap 2?
Yeah, lap 2 or 3, I think.
Okay. But how are you finding MX1 in general? 6th place, 7th place in points at the moment, well, before the race, 6th place. How are you finding it? Tougher than you thought it was going to be, or are you at the level where you expected to be?
I knew it was going to be tough. You know, all these guys are good, and then lots of them have come up. You know, it's their 3rd or 4th year, so obviously they've learned a lot more than me. So I think it's a stepping stone. I have to learn a lot, and just keep doing my best and learning each week and building on that. So the main goal is like next year to be fighting for the wins and stuff, and learn as much as I can this year. So I want to continue doing that, and then just carry on doing my best. But it's a little bit more difficult than I thought. Just setting the 450 up with the 250, you can attack a lot more in the 450 when it's not going right, you can't attack properly, and then it makes life a lot more difficult.
Were you finding that particularly at the beginning of the season in Qatar, Thailand, maybe trying to ride it, if you made a mistake, you wanted to maybe rectify and try to attack like a 250, but then realize, well, hang on a minute, I haven't got the setup for that because it's a 450, it's maybe heavier coming into the corners, overshooting. You know, were you kind of caught between the, you know, the 2 styles of riding, or not really? Or?
No, I guess a little bit. It's just learning, but I've had some good races and then some not so good. I'm always in from like 4 to 7, 4 to 6. So you know, right now that's my place. I think I can fight for podiums when stuff goes right. I just need to continue pushing forward and do my best week in, week out. But hopefully we can improve on this setup that we have now and keep working hard. The whole team wants to move forward, so they're working hard as well.
And obviously, okay, every race that we've had so far, you've not finished lower than 10th. Was that always going to be a goal as well, just to finish within a certain position, or?
No, I think the goal is obviously to do my best every race. Like, there's not much pressure on me from the team. I just need to do my best, really. That's what they're saying. They obviously want me in the top 5, and I have to push for that. Talking
to your trainer, Kurt Gibbons, friend of a family's birthday party a few weeks ago, I think it was just the week after Balkansward, and he said at that stage, so we were 3rd round, maybe 2 or 3 more GPs, he would expect you, with the program that you're on, to be getting somewhere close, you know, to a peak level where you're ready to make that next step. Have you reached that next step yet, or are you still just hovering below where you need to be?
No, I think I'm a little bit below where I need to be. Obviously, I'm used to winning races and being on the podium. Like last year, yeah, if I didn't win, it was a bad GP. So I'm not used to being in the 5th and 6th, that area of. I'm not used to being in that area, so I don't want to get used to being in it either. I want to make sure I get back up there on the box. So, yeah, we're just going to work towards that. And but yeah, hopefully I can ride this next race good enough with this finger.
How do you find the track here? Because you've won races here in the past, and I know you've had your own little problems. Okay, the rock on the finger this week, track fencing a couple of years ago. Good or bad place for you? I think we've actually got some footage, because that was pretty fortunate, actually, wasn't it? You know, when you wrapped all that green tape around the rear wheel 2 years ago in the first moto.
I wouldn't have said it was fortunate that it happened, but
no, fortunate that you were able to stop just before the drop-off.
Yeah, I guess that part of it's fortunate. But you know, I run the next race after that one, so I think last year also I had a problem on one of the jumps, and then I finished 3rd and won the second moto. So it's always a good and bad track. I seem to have one good race, one bad race. But it'd be nice to win the second moto here, but I have to do a lot to do that.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, when you had that problem there, this year now, there's no trackside fencing, which is a good point. No dramas for that. Well, there it is, look. Just completely locked itself right around the rear wheel. A lot of the riders, when we arrived in Thailand, you know, were quite surprised that there was no trackside fencing. But everybody said, actually, that's a good thing. I guess you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I've been in it a couple of times, and I don't know, I just think it's good because you can take a little bit different lines, and you don't have to worry so much before if you got a little bit out of shape. The next thing you're in the fencing, and a small mistake can cost you like a DNF, and you don't deserve a DNF just because you make a tiny mistake and go off track. And then, so I think it is better for everyone, better for the riders especially.
Got some questions from Twitter, sent in a little bit earlier. This doesn't say who it's from actually, but oh yeah, it does. Smeys G, S-M-E-Y-S-G. Tommy, you've got no teammate in MX1. Would it be better to have one? If so, why?
I think sometimes, yeah, it is better to have a teammate, because obviously they're doing stuff and they're trying stuff, and you have another person that's testing stuff with you, and they might find something that they like, and you can try that and try different parts of their bike or something. But either way, you know, there's no team, like there's no pressure like, oh, my teammate's beating me on that bike or blah blah blah. So you have to do that. But I think it is nice to have a teammate, just so you can talk to each other about the track and maybe lines and stuff, and help each other, and also ride with someone.
Another question here. If there wasn't an age limit in MX2, would you still be there?
I don't know. I think it was my time to move up. I've been in there long enough, and then it would be nice to obviously fight with Jeffrey again this year. I think that would be good, because he's a long way out in front on his own, and then last year at these races we had good races, so that's nice, you know, and it was nice being up on the podium week in, week out. But I think it's my time to move to MX1. I need to make that step and start winning races here.
And the final question from Twitter, Frita Frita 26. What's the biggest change from MX1 to MX2?
I don't know about the biggest change. I think the main thing is, for me, like from racing last year to this year, if I had a bad start or made a mistake last year, then I could always come back through to a podium position, either 2nd or 3rd, or sometimes even from way back to 1st. And then this year you have that same mistake, and it makes life a lot harder coming through. You know, you're coming through from, I mean, last week or the week before I crashed on the 2nd lap, and I come from the back, and then I finished, I think 8th, you know, so you're coming back from last to 8th instead of last to to up on the podium. You know, that's one thing. You need everything to go right and not to make any mistakes in this one.
Just talking about that race in Trentino, when you did fall on that second turn, were you actually pleased with the way you came through there or not? Well, I mean, it was...
No, I was happy. Like, I mean, I come from dead last to 6th place, so I can't complain about that. You know, I've just got a 6th place then, and I had a good start. So I think the way I rode then is good. You know, I do ride better. I think when I come from the back for some reason, I know whether less pressure and I just go race my own race or whatever and just look forward. And then, but that was one of the best races I think I've had on the 450.
Yeah. And what about sort of MX1 in general? You know, there's talk of next year being different changes and that kind of thing. What have you heard, and what would you like to see happen? Because you know, we're talking about a short first race, a longer second race, maybe a smaller capacity in the next 2 years from 450 to 380 or 360 or something like that. Do you think that the 450, because it's such a tough bike to ride, and obviously you're in 450 at the moment, that maybe not everybody can ride it to the potential, which is maybe why we don't see so many guys signing up for MX1 now, maybe 23, 25 guys, you know, 30 at most?
I think it is hard to push a 450, you know, like out there then you're halfway through the race, and then if everything's not going right, to push all the way through, it is difficult on a 450. It's something you have to learn, and that's what I have to learn to do, because some guys out there obviously are, and I'm not one of them guys that can get a start and just pin it the whole race at the moment. Like at the end I tried pushing to pass Van Horbeke, but you know, realistically I should be pushing like that the whole way through, and it is more difficult to do it on a 450. So if you have a smaller bike, you know, on a 250, when I was racing last year, we would race the whole race like just pinned, you know. So I think that way, yeah, everything needs to be right on a 450 to do stuff. Like you have to be hitting your right lines and all that sort of carry on. So, but I know whether that's a good thing to go to smaller capacity or whatever. You know, there's talk of lots of changes in that, the 250 race, the 450 race. So that doesn't really affect the 450 guys as much. You know, you've only got Hurlins that really comes up into the mix with us, but. I mean, for them, I don't think that's a good thing, but for us, it doesn't make a huge difference.
You've been making pretty good starts. That's half the job done, isn't it? You know, I mean, if you were having to work through the field because you hadn't got your dial, you know, your starts dialed and everything else like that, obviously make your job a little bit tougher, and obviously that then has a toll on your fitness and your overall preparation. But you know, fortunately, you've got a good bike underneath you. What do you feel you need to do now to sort of get yourself into that top 5? How far away are you from top 5 finishes, maybe knocking on the door to a podium, or is that not really on the agenda at the moment?
No, I think we're there. We just need a good start, and then me to ride. Like when I'm riding out there, I don't feel I'm riding like how I should be. You know, I'm not really happy. I don't think, I don't come in and say, oh, that was a good race. You know, I'm pretty disappointed with how I ride when I'm out in the race at the moment. For some reason, I just need to get my head around that, because me personally as a rider, I can do a lot better than what I'm doing. So I just need to focus and I don't know, just do what I can do. But I think I'm not far away. You know, I had a 4th in Thailand in the second motor, and that was just a second round in. So I can, you know, I can do it. I just need to get it done.
Are you surprised at the pace of Tony and Gauthier and Clement? Not really.
Not really, no. I mean, I know they're fast, so, but I also think I can be up there. You know, I just think it's a matter of time.
Okay. Well, look, we're out of time here. Thanks for joining us on MX Live TV, our live studio show. We're on top of the Monster Energy rig. A little bit breezy up here, but MX2 is always just around the corner, about 15 minutes time. Thanks to Tommy Searle, Alessandro Lupino, both from CLS Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki, and of course Steve Lettani from 24MX Honda Racing as well. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time at the GP of Brazil. And, well, I can't wait to be there, because last year the track was great, and we were just spoiled, unfortunately, by the weather. So hopefully we'll get a good track and good weather conditions. So, Steve, thanks a lot. Wish your guys the best for the next race, and, you know, for the rest of the season as well. And we'll see you all very, very soon, hopefully in Brazil. You going to be there?
No.
You won't be there. So France and Erne.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Next one.
No problem. Well, Steve and everybody else, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Yeah, bye.
You